All right, welcome everybody. We're going to talk about how to take more listings, just generally speaking, how to take more listings, and even specifically how to utilize some technology to help with that, to help with the automation of that and the optimization of that, uh, how to best follow up with listing opportunities, how to convert for sale by owners and expireds and things like that. So I'm super excited that you're here. This is we are live streaming on our Wake Up Real Estate channel, and it'll be available after the fact. So those of you that are here with us live and you want to check this out again, as soon as we're done and wrapped up, it'll be available afterwards. And again, what we're going to talk about is how to take more listings in this current market that we're in, which is crazy, and how to leverage technology to help with that, how to leverage technology, how to leverage offering different options to sellers, and automation and all of that is entailed with that. So thank you so much to our special guest. This is Joe Peterson. He is the CEO and founder of a technology called IList. And I wanted to have Joe on here for a couple of different reasons. And very transparently, I will say that I have this technology and I haven't been using it to the degree that I should. So that was reason number one. Reason number two is Joe has added some integrations recently that make the technology even more powerful and more seamlessly can bring in more leads and convert more of those leads with the technology. So I wanted to explore that as well. I've got a number of people in my organization that are using the technology, and they wanted to hear from Joe with what was going on as well. And I just kind of wanted some general best practices. Now, the thing that I think is important for all of you who are watching this to understand is that Joe built this to scratch his own itch. Okay, so this is not someone that saw real estate agents as a money-making opportunity. And we've got plenty of those folks in this space. This is something that Joe built for himself, first and foremost, to help him list and sell more properties, and then realized, hey, this is pretty freaking cool. Let's make this available to other agents and brokers throughout the country. So, I think it's always important to understand that this is not just someone trying to get into our pockets as real estate agents, which there are an endless number of people. This is someone who is doing the work. He's in the trenches with us, and he's built this to first and foremost, like I said, scratch his own itch. So as we go through here, Joe will probably weave in some of his experience and stories and so forth. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that. I want to spend more time on the meat and potatoes of this, which is offering different options. I've got some cheat sheet over here, so if you see me look over here, I've got some notes and so forth, so we can stay on topic and maximize our time here today. So Joe, maybe take 30 to 60 seconds and give us the quick backstory of IList and your experience and how this came about. And then we're going to go right into options and why it's important as agents that we be offering options to potential sellers.
All right. Love it, man. Thanks for having me on, Josh. And I talked to a lot of people in your group this week that were like, all right, we're tuning in and we're going to watch it. So this will be a fun one. Absolutely. But man, my background in real estate, it's very unique. Heavy in the REO hedge fund default space for probably 15 years, the ups and the downs of that world. We've done thousands of transactions in that space. And when it came time to kind of focus back on the brokerage side of it, it really blew my mind away at the lack of tools agents have when it comes to sellers. I'm not talking CRMs, IDXs, things like that. I'm talking about a true seller-focused functionality. And that's the world I came from, right? I want listings. That's all I care about. Right. And so we looked at a bunch of sources. I was not interested in paying the amount of money or having their brand all over my stuff. So we set out on this crazy path and we said, hey, what if we take everything we learned from that world and bring it to the traditional market to help us better engage and focus on sellers? And man, we started off very basic and we kept adding, and now we've got a pretty amazing product that literally helps agents do that. How can you better focus on the seller and automate their experience? So that's what we do up here at IList now.
Yeah, so that was one of the major things that I was really interested in. There's lots of functionality for buyers, but that same functionality didn't or hadn't previously existed in the way that you've built this out, which is really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, just to kind of like after this, whenever you're done watching this, go to your existing website right now and pretend you're a home seller, right? If you can go from an unknown person all the way to a listing opportunity, great. You're going down the right path. But to this date, Josh, unless a user is using IList on their website,
Right.
I have yet to see a website that does that. In every demo that I do, I always make a bet with everybody on there. Now my bet's only $1, but I always make a bet with everybody to say, hey, prove me wrong. Let's see. And not a single person has been able to do it. So our goal is we want our sellers to experience the same automation that buyers can experience on your website. And then, Josh, to your last point there, we built this for our own brokerage's need to begin with. That was our goal. I wanted my team to have the best of the best technology. And as we did this, agents in our market, other states started asking questions like, hey, how could we have this? How could we have that? And so, yeah, it kind of opened up my eyes like, man, if we're thinking this way, other agents are as well. And then so we opened up the platform to everybody. But one of the things I always tell agents is I literally use this on a daily basis as well. We don't have a bunch of developers in a cube farm, right, with zero real estate experience. Everything that you see or hear us talking about is what is used real world. So
yeah,
makes it a little bit unique in the tech space.
For anyone wondering, from that perspective, I think that's the most powerful thing to reason why you should listen to what Joe has to say and what he's built is because it's helping him take more listings, and that's the driver of it, and making it a better or the best platform for himself and then everyone else as well. So I'm curious, for those of you watching, have you heard of, comment below yes or no, have you heard of IList before? Number one. And number two, is it making sense what we're describing here? So like there are lots of websites where you can go and search properties, right? And you can request a showing, you can request financing options, you might even be able to request a virtual tour, you can favorite it, all of that. You can't do that same type of things. You don't have that same side of kind of functionality if you're going and requesting a home valuation, right? Most real estate websites, you can do a home valuation, you'll get some kind of automated home valuation or value model, but that's it. It kind of ends there. What Joe has taken is and made it a complete automated path to where you could take someone from unknown homeowner to, hey, ready to list their property or even listing their property with you, all through automation and the technology. So
yeah. And Josh, to kind of back that point, we had a seller come on my platform yesterday, a local seller here in our market, have no idea who this person is, have no idea how they heard about us or found us, right? Zero idea. But it is a $1.5 million listing, came through. They literally gave everything to us. And by the time that property hits my side, I'm sitting here going, all right, when are we ready to go live?
Yeah.
That's what we do, right? And to your point, Josh, most systems, they do have something based around sellers. I know KV Core's got a couple of different home valuation pages and stuff, but it always takes consumers to what we call a dead end.
Yeah.
Meaning, if they're interested in actually selling their house or getting a valuation or wanting to go forward, the last thing you ever want to do is put a stopping point in front of them.
Yeah.
And that's what 99.9% of real estate websites do, right? I mean, imagine if you were wanting to, imagine if you were a seller and you're all excited and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then it just says, thank you, we'll be in touch soon. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to go to Zillow, Realtor.com, the 100 other websites where they will not put a block in front of you, right? And then so, Josh, that's kind of parlays onto the first topic you mentioned is like, as real estate agents, one, we need options, which I know we're going to talk about here in a second. But man, think of the competition in the real estate listing space out there, not just from other agents. I'm talking from prop tech companies, from companies that are backed by billion-dollar funds. Like, we will never be able to compete with them individually as agents. But what if you had the same technology they had in your hands, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you can use that in your local market. That's where we kind of layer on top. So
totally. Good stuff. Howard asked, can we ask questions? Absolutely, Howard. Just comment below if you have a question as we're going through stuff. We'll do our best to address. And if we can't address it live, we'll address it after the fact. But one way or another, if you have questions, go ahead and comment below. And like I said, we'll either answer live or we'll address after the fact if we can't address it live here, or if the comment comes in after the live session. So let's talk about options, offering options for sellers, because that is one way that we can be, have a competitive advantage versus some of these other options out there for sellers that may be offering them unique strategies that we can't maybe model directly ourselves. But if we're the one presenting them with options or alternatives to think about, that immediately differentiates us in a very noisy market when it comes to sellers.
Yeah. And so, Josh, just imagine, man, we live in a world where sellers have more data on their fingertips, at their fingertips than ever before, right? Yep. So the old school mindset of thinking like, okay, a seller needs me and they're going to engage with me, that's not the world we play in anymore, right? They have more data, more options, more access to information at their fingertips forever before. And if they hear something on the radio, the TV or something, and Josh, they're thinking about selling their house and they stumble across your name, go to your website, and it does not appeal or fit what they heard, they will leave and go somewhere else. Yep. So options are power. Not only do options allow you to remain relevant and competitive in this changing landscape, but it also increases the size of your market, right? Yep. And this is something it took me a little while to learn, Josh. Like, I have a flat fee on my platform with other options. I personally like flat fees. But when I first rolled out my flat fee, I was very nervous that all of my traditional sellers were going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to do that. That's way better. But man, I learned something very interesting. There's a certain segment of home sellers out there that are interested in flat fees, right? There's also my same group of sellers that want to do the traditional. So by me simply offering that one other option, I didn't lose my sellers. I actually added about 20% more listings to my business because my net got wider. Yeah. So now imagine doing that with other options. So traditional options, flat fees, different listing percentages, bidding platform, very unique, something we offer that's customizable, that's very powerful. Basically, that's a unique strategy where you can say list for 0% and all the bidding tools, buyer's premium, really fun. We've got the cash offer world, which every agent should play in that world. I don't care if your goal is to get cash offers or not. You need to offer it because sellers, more than any other option, they know that's out there, right? Yep. And this will be a good time to kind of highlight one of our new integrations through IList. We actually have a direct integration with Zoodealio now.
Yep.
And not just a direct integration, we actually give Zoodealio for free to IList users.
Yeah.
Okay.
Incredible.
That is huge because we want to make sure that our users have the best of the best access to all cash offer partners, Open Door, OfferPad, Zoodealio, even your personal buyer list, right? So we make the cash offer world. I mean, we literally bring it to your fingertips. Best way I can describe it.
So we had a couple comments already about the cash offers. And before I highlight the comment, I want to share that in my opinion and experience, I'm in a rural sort of conservative market, the cash offer is working as well or better than a home valuation, right? And you're directly there's also there's intent with that. If someone's requesting a cash offer, that's there's it's sort of inherently more intent than simply wanting a home valuation. So it's incredibly powerful. Now, Howard asked, and Mark actually mentioned that he loves the cash offer Zoodealio. How does that work, or how is that integrated into the site? Like if someone, I'm a home seller, I'm a local home seller, I enter my address into the site. Yep. How does the cash offer functionality play into that? How does that work without getting too technical? Just kind of big picture.
Yeah. So basically, through our platform, through IList, the seller can pick any option you offer, cash offers, right? The seller's actually the one that's giving you details, data, everything on their property because it's automated. We want to put the consumer in control. Now, Josh, as the consumer does that, a brand new opportunity is going to show up on your side, a seller that wants cash offers. Josh, because we're integrated with Zoodealio, Open Door, OfferPad, even your own personal buyer list, right? Josh, you can literally hit a button that says request cash offers, select who you want to request it from, and hit go. Done. We then take that data through APIs and networks that we've built, send it out for you. So Josh, in a day and a half, sometimes faster, you're going to start getting cash offers emailed directly to you, the agent, not to the seller, to you. That way you can use them for the next phase of listing, conversion, conversation, how you want.
And so if you've used Zudilio in the past, the only thing that's changing is IList is your front end.
Mm-hmm.
You get that data and you select, I want Zudilio cash offers, you submit it, the API feeds it into Zudilio. And
Yep.
if you've gotten cash offers from that platform before, it functions the same. You will get
Exactly.
emailed and texted when you've got, we've got a new cash offer available on, the property at XYZ address. And then you've got that dashboard. You can share the offers. You can proceed like you normally would. Not only that, though, that seller that started through that path, there are other options available for them as well. So you can very easily pivot from, hey, we've got this cash offer. This is one offer, this is one option for you to consider. But if this one doesn't make sense for you, which, let's be honest, those cash offers, even the really good ones, 5% of sellers are going to accept that. You can very naturally pivot to, here are the other options we offer through this technology. Which of these options might be a better fit for you, or might be of more interest to you, or might work better for you given, XYZ scenario.
Yeah, exactly. So cash offers, like you said, 95% of the time are used to lead to that next phase, right? So instead of having to pause or schedule or plan that next phase, you can literally give the seller immediate access to look at what you offer. They can click a button, their dashboard updates, your dashboard updates, done. You just converted a cash offer to a listing, right?
Yep.
So really powerful stuff. But the Zudilio integration, man, it is a very, very fun one. We're already talking with the Zudilio. We're going to be doing a big webinar with them, but we're already talking about a phase 2 with them in terms of receiving data backwards from them, right? So
nice.
introducing IList, oh man, it's going to be really cool. But to be announced later.
Crawl before we walk, or walk
exactly, man. But it'll be really awesome.
Whatever that analogy is. But yeah.
But but also, like, don't negate the open doors and the offer pads of the world too, right? Like, we need to make sure they're included. You can literally select their names, done. And one of the features that makes IList very unique is, Josh, you might have 10 or 15 local investors in your market area. Guess what? You can create your own personal buyer list, send it to them as well. So cash offers, literally, I don't know how we can make it any more automated and easier for you to access.
That shines a light on one way that I haven't leveraged it the way I should. I have at least 3 sort of 3 of the bigger cash offer local companies that would love to have access to that and the ability for them to put together their own offers. So that's on my to-do list after this session. I got to get them added into the portal so I can have that happen automatically. How does it function with Open Door or OfferPad? And I'm just going to, again, just kind of big picture, because I'm not familiar with, like, they're not active in my little local
in your market.
So how does that differ from Zudilio? Like, I understand how Zudilio works.
Right.
Is that any different than how that works?
It's the same, but it's a different buying group, right? So Zudilio does not send deals to Open Door and OfferPad. And Open Door and OfferPad are arguably the 2 largest in the nation, right? They're the dinosaurs. They haven't gone extinct yet, even though they've lost a lot of money lately. But they're still hanging on, right? And so, but Josh, I was talking to a group with EXP Friday of this past week, and we were talking, as the market starts leveling out to where it is, still a good market, but as it starts leveling out, I think we're going to see these cash players start becoming very prominent again, right? So don't discount Open Door and OfferPad. Now, what makes Zudilio different is Zudilio oftentimes will bring you 2 or 3 offers from different strategies on your property. Open Door and OfferPad typically bring you 1, but theirs are pretty good sometimes. And so you want to be able to make sure you can send data to them, because as your potential seller is listening to the radio, TV, something, chances are they're going to hear an Open Door OfferPad ad, depending what part of the country they're in, right? So it's very important. Like, Josh, imagine a seller coming to you and being like, yeah, Josh, man, I didn't hear y'all mention anything about Open Door and OfferPad, so we went ahead and requested them. I didn't know if you did that or not. We want to avoid that. So if one of your sellers is interested in that, you have the ability to say, hey, We actually have networks with Open Door, OfferPad, large institutional buyers. We can bring you multiple cash offers so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, love it.
That's the whole mindset there.
We're not going to go too deep into the bidding platform for several reasons there, but I did want to take a minute to talk about the free listing option and how folks are using that to engage for sale by owners and be of value and service to those folks to create listing opportunities with them.
Yeah, man. So that is actually my personal favorite selling option, even more so than cash offer. And I'll tell you why. Okay. So let's start with the free FSBO. Why would you offer anything for free? Because you want them to engage with you. Free is power, right?
Yep.
Now, imagine, Josh, if you're wanting to engage more FSBOs in 2023, just per se, right? Instead of using traditional scripts or objections to have conversation with FSBOs, imagine just going, hey, man, I get it. Makes perfect sense. But if you're going to do it on your own, why don't you use a platform that's built for FSBOs that gives you a custom seller dashboard, offer links, showing service, marketing tools, all built in for free for you? If you're going to do it on your own, at least make it easy. Imagine taking that conversation to a for sale by owner, because now you're immediately on their side. You're giving them something of value. And the reason we do that, Josh, is 70+% of FSBOs end up working with an agent, right? We want to make sure you're that agent.
Right.
The best way to do it is give them something of value that will actually help them in their current situation, not where you want them to be, in their current one.
I would say that almost every for sale by owner that I've ever listed, it became because I offered value and service in advance of ever asking them for the listing. This makes that, infinitely easier and more valuable, like actually, providing real value to them, and really trying to put yourself on their side of the fence with them, right? So that when they realize, you know what, this is a pain, or you know what, I'm not equipped to do this, you've already got that connection and relationship, and you've already created a sense of reciprocity with them because you've helped them in advance of asking for anything for them. So I love that.
And get this, man. Yeah, they literally click a button, explore your other options, done. You converted a FSBO. It's that easy. You're giving them value, but always converting. But Josh, here's why it's my favorite option. Okay. I love the cash offer world too. But most for sale by owners out there, I'll just kind of group them all together, have already heard the cash offer spill, right? Oh, I've got some cash buyers. Can we look at it? That's not a new message to them anymore, right? But you know what is new? Hey, I've got a free platform for FSBOs. You should check it out. And then, Josh, here's a little secret button we built in. When that buy owner creates an account with you, which they automatically do you know what button we have sitting right on their dashboard? Hey, would you like a free cash offer? So instead of leading with something they've probably heard 100 times, lead with something unique. And when they come into your platform, you're giving them free cash offers at the click of a button. So you can convert FSBOs to cash offers and other options. That's why it's my hands down personal favorite. So
I love it. I love it. Why don't we talk a little bit about automation and what how that component is, why that's so important and valuable.
Yeah. So this is one thing I spend a lot of time talking to agents on, because I had an agent the other day on a demo, and I always ask this on demos, hey, does anybody want to give me their website? We're going to talk about options. And a guy jumped in. He's like, man, I've got options all over my website. Let's do it. Right. So I go onto his website. Sure enough, very clean looking KV course, one of the semi-custom templates they have. And sure enough, he had two really good options on there. On the demo, I clicked on one of his options. Let's just call it cash offer for now. I clicked on it, took me to a form. And I said, okay, I don't like forms. No, sellers do not either. But I filled it out and hit submit. He goes, awesome. I got notified on my end. And I was like, man, I don't care what happened on your end. Me as a seller, you just popped up a thank you message in front of my face and did not give me anything else to do. So even though he offered options, it took me to that same dead end thank you page. So options are powerful, but when you combine options with automation, now you can scale your business. And here's what I mean by that. Josh, if I were to go to your website right now, I could type in an address, see interactive home valuations, everything, because we decked your site out, right?
Yep.
I can also see what selling options you offer. Josh, I could click on any selling option you offer. I could immediately start building out a dashboard, everything, without ever hitting a single stopping point.
Right.
So when you combine options
hey, thanks for
with
your submission,
automation,
someone will be in touch soon, right? Like you
man,
let them go
that
as
is the
far as
kiss
they
of death.
want. Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
Like
Empower
a
the
roadblock.
consumer to go as far as they want to. Same thing with home valuations, same thing with options. That's the danger of an instant gratification world that we live in. If you do not give them instant gratification, they will go somewhere else. So we make sure that a consumer can go from an unknown lead all the way to pre-market without us, right, as agents, because we're busy. And if we can't cater to them, we don't want them to go anywhere. So that is why automation is so incredibly important on your
removing
sites.
the bottlenecks. It's removing the bottlenecks
Yes.
and allowing them to go as deep into the process as they choose without getting stopped by a thank you or whatever, someone will be in touch kind of thing. I love that. And the more obviously the more people go down that automation path, the more motivation there is, right? Which is also, that's a natural thing that just happens. Taking just one quick step back, Howard, the Zudilio integration is active now. Yes, absolutely. All you have to do is reach out to Zudilio. And I forget, Joe.
Yeah, well, actually, go to your marketplace.
Yeah, okay.
Inside IList, go to your marketplace, click Zudilio. You can connect to a free account right there. And by the way, if you have custom domains or anything with Zudilio already, they can migrate over as well. So if you're paying for it, you can get it through free through IList. So, but it is live.
Perfect. I guess one of the other things with so the automation and integrations, they can be for those of you watching that have KV Core, IList can integrate right into KV Core. I know that you have some other integrations as well. Another one that I wanted to mention that I think is relatively new is Street Text and that integration, because I've been a big proponent for Street Text for nearly 2 years now. And I was really excited when I saw that recently there's that integration there as well. So maybe talk a little bit about that, how that came about, and why that's a valuable add-on that you guys were able to build out.
Yeah, so just like we were just now talking, Josh, one of the issues with any social media marketing in general, is they're going to run ads, promote ads, get a targeted audience, right? They're very, very good at that. They're one of the best, right? Street Text is amazing. But still, they're driving traffic to typically a landing page, right? If that landing page where they're driving traffic to is not automated, guess what it's going to be? A form. That's where 90% of the fall off occurs right there, right? And then it's up to you, Josh, speed to lead, right? You've got to catch them quick before they leave. So here's what's going to be really fun about the integration with Street Text. We're able to take our automation, and Street Text can natively put it on all of their custom landing pages for you. So Josh, if you're running a "What's my home worth" ad from Street Text, right? When a consumer clicks on that ad, guess what? They're going to go to an awesome page built by Street Text for you with a simple bar where they can type in their address. No forms, nothing else. Address straight into interactive valuations, and you're going. So that's going to be the fun part about this, right? We get to combine what Street Text is amazing at with our automation. And now they're going to highly target those audiences based on the services, right? Whether it's traditional bidding, free, cash offers, they're going to be able to target those audiences for you and drive traffic. And we have complete transparency on who they are, what they clicked, how long they were there, like crazy insights on what sellers are doing. But IList, we actually have a private library of ads built inside of Street Text where only IList users have access to them. So it kind of makes it fun right there.
Yeah.
So really, really cool, man. Really cool. And we're rolling out more and more and more. So we've got kind of a base group right now, but we're literally working with their team on adding more and more and more. So it'll be really cool. But once again, it's what we talked about, instant gratification. If you're paying for marketing and you're sending them to a page with a form on it, a lot of fallout happens right there. Imagine removing a form, which will also prevent you from getting the 1, 2, 3 and Mickey Mouses all over your site, right? You could actually get instant data on that consumer's house. And then when they're ready to take that next step, there are no bounce points in their way. So
Yeah.
Street Text is going to be a really, really fun partner because they are one of the best, like you said, Josh, in their world. What they do is amazing. So we want to be able
I guess
to
the next point on our notes here that I wanted to take a minute is using some of the free tools and the built-in stuff, right? We've talked about integrations and things of that nature, but maybe talk about what comes out of the box that people can immediately start to utilize, even if they don't have any for sale by owners or expireds, or they don't, they can't afford Street Text or whatever that may be. What are some of the things that come out of the box that maybe
I always tell agents all the time, we're not a marketing company, but because we're a tech company, we give you some pretty good marketing tools, right? So for example, probably my two favorite ones are our home valuation tools, which once again, if you're an IList subscriber, go to your marketplace, you can customize your home valuation tool, make it fit you, your logo, your team, brand, everything is customizable on it. But here's the most important part. And I realize KV Cord, Chime Sync, all those guys have home valuation tools. But here's my challenge to you. Act like you're a seller on your existing home valuation tool and see if you're happy with that experience, right? Once again, if you are, awesome. Have not met that person yet. But what we give you out of the box is a fully interactive home valuation tool, meaning works on social media, emails, PPC, however you want to use it. But when a consumer types in their address, it's immediately introducing them to an interactive valuation process where we give a range of values, 5 different APIs in there, not just one.
Yep.
And on top of that, they can actually engage with the value of their house.
Yep.
And so we put the consumer in control. And Josh, as they engage, they can look at the options you create. And guess what? They're going straight into a dashboard and a new listings showing up on your site. It's the same principle as other home valuation tools. We just don't stop in the middle. We knock that wall down and say, hey, keep on going. If you're really willing and ready, keep on going. So home valuation tools are probably my favorite. They're built on your domain, customized by you. And then we have our landing pages. Landing pages are designed to take a specific service, right? Whether it's cash offer, bidding, free, whatever you want to create, to a specific audience. Now, landing pages, a lot of people refer to them as funnels. You're fully customizable and fully automated.
Yep.
So if you wanted to target FSBOs, Josh, instead of sending them to your website, right, which is a generic place, still automated and great, but imagine sending them to a landing page built specifically for FSBOs, speaking to FSBOs with one simple way to get started. Type in your address.
Yeah.
That's what landing pages do. And you have access out of the gate, unlimited landing pages, valuation tools, everything ready to roll. So there's two unique ways I'll tell you kind of how I've seen agents have very good success with them, right? So first one is going to be so obvious, but it'll amaze you at how many agents don't do this, right? And for this example, I'm going to use home valuation tools. Josh, how many contacts do you think you have in your KV Core system? Just ballpark.
Well, I know I have about 2,100 current homeowners and probably 8,000 total contacts.
Awesome. So let's just use that 2,100 number because that's a great number. You've got 2,100 people in there. Imagine in KV Core going out to them and sending them a text and an email that says, hey, it's Josh. Just wanted to reach out, check on you, see how you're doing. By the way, we just launched a new home valuation tool that allows you to actually engage with it. And it shows you some pretty awesome selling options. Hey, check it out for me. That simple message, right? You're not selling them. You're saying, hey, check this thing out.
Yeah, let me know what you think.
And you're taking it to them. Yeah, exactly. Now, what you're going to discover is out of that 2,100 people, you might get some people that actually go through and create all the way through. You might get cash offers. And the only thing you did was educate the audience that you already have on a new cool feature that you have.
Yeah.
That's it. You didn't pay for that. It's what you have at your fingertips right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's just one example about using something for free with a database that you already have. And don't just do it to your sellers. Take the 8,000, right? Do it to buyers, past clients, everybody, because chances are buyers if they've been in that house now for 3 years, hey, are you thinking about doing something?
Yep.
They may not have a clue that you offer these 3 other options,
Yep.
right? They might be looking at Open Door and be like, well, shoot, Josh does this now. I'm going to go back with him. So once again, you have the tools, you have the database, simply update them. So that's probably the simplest, most powerful thing that agents can do. The other one is a pretty cool option, man. I had a group of agents. It was actually on an EXP demo, and an agent came to me. He was like, man, those landing pages are awesome. Check out how I've been using them. And what he did, Josh, is something that I've never seen anybody do with landing pages, right? Let's say that you've got your FSBO free landing page, right? And you're targeting FSBOs.
Yep.
Well, what he's doing is he's starting a conversation with certain buy owners that are interested. He's getting their name and all that stuff, right? So let's pretend this lady's name is Sally. He'll literally create a landing page with Sally's name and the domain. The messaging on the landing page is all based around Sally. Hey, Sally, good speaking to you. Hey, Sally, this. He'll put a video on the landing page, which is very easy to do, saying, hey, Sally, it was good talking to you. Hey, put your address below. It'll take care of you. So he took a landing page, which is traditionally used for like a service, and he hyper-focused it to a contact. And I was like, man, that's kind of brilliant. He's like, I know I'm getting great engagement from this because the domain, the message, the video, everything's built to that consumer. And so I went into his account just out of curiosity, and sure enough, he had about 3 pages of just random people's names built in on these domains. But
that's great.
Once again, how interesting is that, right? You have that kind of functionality ready to use for free, and it's all automated.
Speaking of free, for those of you that get signed up right now at growwithjosh.com/IList, if you get signed up with IList there, I will give you a free training. We call it Organic Onslaught, and it's a way that you can leverage Facebook and drive free traffic in this case to your IList home valuation page, or if you want to set up a custom landing page, it doesn't matter what page you're sending them to, it'll show you how to drive free organic traffic to those. So for those of you that don't have, marketing budget right now to spend on maybe a lead source like My Plus Leads or on street text, that is a great way for you to start generating activity. And then you can lead with revenue as you get some listing opportunities from that. So if you go and sign up at growwithjosh.com/IList and then email Mike@growwithjosh.com. Email Mike@growwithjosh.com. He will get you set up with that Organic Onslaught training. And you can use it with IList, but you can also use it with whatever. It works great for buyer lead generation and lead capture. And it works great on the seller stuff as well. So what are some other common things that maybe we missed or didn't cover, or that folks considering using the platform should be aware of or be thinking through?
The biggest thing I'll kind of leave everybody with is when you have options, right? Just in general options, and you know that you have the ability to automate that consumer experience. Just think about the messaging that you can take to consumers. A lot of agents are like, I'll do some calls with agents, and they're like, I'm just trying to figure out how to get this in front of consumers. And the first thing I'll say is like, cool, hey, just tell me what you have access to. We're just talking. And man, they will just rattle it off like, well, man, I built this cash offer page so it can do this, this, and this. I did this page. I'm like, awesome. Why are you not telling consumers that? Right. And they're always like, well, what do I tell them? The exact same thing you told me. You nailed it. But agents, when they're faced to talk with a consumer, it immediately turns into a very formal conversation. Formal makes things uncomfortable, right? Like when I'm talking to for sale by owners, I keep it so casual. I'm just like, hey, I see you're selling by owner. That's awesome. Hey, if you want some free tools, here's this, check them out, right? I'm not going through the whole, like, I want it to be casual, calm, but I want it to be very intentional, right? So that's one of the biggest things I can tell agents is, just like you and I are talking, Josh, talk that way to consumers. The second I start stiffing up and going formal to you, it makes everybody just a little uncomfortable, right? Yeah. That's what agents do to consumers, and they don't even realize it. Yeah. So, man, think of your message you can take, keep it simple, keep it focused on the benefits, right? One of my favorite messages that I see agents take out, and by the way, I'm a big proponent of SMS outreach, right? Nobody likes to be called, in my opinion. Nobody likes to be called. But if you send them an SMS that fits what they're looking for, they'll probably engage with you.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a big proponent of SMS engagement. But if you're talking like, hey, I see your home is off the market. Hey, we've got a couple of unique options like A, B, and C. Are you interested? That's such a casual conversation. It's non-sales pressure. It's non-formal, right? But you're taking a clean message out to them. Same thing with for sale by owners. Cash offers even easier, right? Take your value prop and get it to them in a very simple way. And then it's not a keep in mind, right? And most people here, I'm assuming, might probably have KV Core. KV Core is a powerhouse for communication, right? Don't just send a message out and be like, okay, I did it. I'm going to wait. No, you know what? Hit him again on day 3, 7, 9, 15, 21. Because Josh, you might see this in your market. I see about 18 to 20% responses in day 1 through 3. I see a gap for the next like 10 days. It drops way lower.
Right.
But hey, you know what? On day 17 through 21, I see another spike of engagement. So take your message and learn how to automate that to consumers. And when you actually have tools that you can speak about, it'll allow you to be more confident in your messages to consumers.
Well, get more confident, and you can actually demonstrate some of the additional value you bring. Like you can demonstrate instead of having to convince them through words or whatever about why you're so great. Here's something cool that you can get access to. That is the value is indisputable. They can see it, they can touch it, they can feel it, they can interact with it.
I love
it.
Don't fall into the trap of traditional real estate speak, because they're hearing that from everybody right now. Same thing when I talk about FSBOs. Don't approach them like every other agent is. When you're talking about expireds, don't approach them like every other agent is. You actually have tools that are going to truly add value to what they're doing and empower, like put the consumer in control. And when they hear transparent, my goal is to give you these, see which one fits your needs the best. Once again, you're automatically on their side. So it's it'll change the way you have conversations with sellers.
Totally. So go ahead and get signed up at growwithjosh.com/IList. Also in the platform, Joe has put in there a bunch of scripts and templates and things that you can swipe and deploy. We've only touched on a few of the marketplace integrations. There are many, okay? Literally, we touched on a few. For example, My Plus Leads, which is a great source of for sale by owner and expired and even for rent by owner data. They integrate with that. There are a whole bunch of things. And the thing we haven't even mentioned, like all things considered, this thing is crazy cheap. When you look at other technology and platforms that are out there that try to get us as agents to invest into, this thing is cheap. So I would highly recommend checking it out. Make sure that when you do, you email mike@growwithjosh.com so we can get you that bonus tutorial. And so the last thing I'll throw out for reasons why I wanted to get Joe on here is this is public accountability to me to do a better job of using the platform so I can talk about my direct results with it and how we're using it. So like my takeaways just from this, we are going to start using this with for sale by owners. We kind of played around with doing it. It was when there was very little for sale by owner activity, like of the time of year. It was kind of like late fall, early winter, which in Pennsylvania, it's cold, it's ugly, it's yucky. There wasn't a lot of activity. Things are picking up. So that's an opportunity for us to have those conversations. We're going to test it out with street text because I have street text. I love street text. I've been talking about it for years. We're going to use it in our weekly email newsletter and mix up calls to action and get more involved there. We're going to do some organic onslaught to drive users and I'll be sharing any and all of that with any of the users in my organization or those of you that get signed up. Some great questions here. Do you suggest telling for sale by owners or expired about IList in your first contact with them? If so, how do you suggest? So you want to cater it to what there is, right? So for the for sale by owner, you're talking about the free listing platform. You wouldn't say specifically IList, okay? You're going to talk about, hey, it's great that you're trying to sell for sale by owner. I totally get it. Check out this free listing platform we put together for folks just like yourself, right? It will help you with the particulars of this, right? Including scheduling, showings and things of that nature, right? Expired, right? Have a different conversation. Okay. The thing that this platform does with those two audiences in particular is for you to have a different conversation than the rest of the real estate agents that are hammering these people. When you have a different conversation and provide a different value proposition, they're more likely to engage and be curious and want to check it out. Right. But if you're just like everybody else, making the same kind of quest or offer and whatever as everybody else, you become like everybody else. You're a commodity. You're no different than the rest of the real estate agents in your marketplace.
Yeah. And then one thing I'll kind of add to that is keep in mind, this is a white label technology. So Josh, nobody has any idea that the word IList is anywhere, right? It's white label to you, your logo, your brand, it's you. So when you're using this, say, I have technology that does this, right? Or whatever word you want to say, but make it yours. That automatically raises your importance level in their mind, for lack of better terms.
So one last question, and then we've got to wrap, because I know you've got limited time availability, and I do as well. And I'm going to preface this by saying that this could change. This could change, right? But as of right now, Winifred asked, highly affordable, question mark. As of right now, what is the pricing structure for those interested in checking it out?
So we are $99 a month for everything we just talked about, right? And I was so intentional about that price point because I wanted every agent to have access to this. Keep in mind, we did not initially build this to take to the agent world, right? That's why we can do this at $99 a month. There is, and Josh mentioned this a couple times, there's not another platform in real estate that can do what we do with the functionality we have for a fraction of what we charge.
Totally.
Like
once again,
that's simple.
You can check it out, and there are lots of free ways that you can use the platform with existing database on social media. I mean, there are lots of free things you can do to create activities. You can go and find for sale by owners on Zillow and start messaging with them, give them the free listing platform, and do that. Reach out to 1 a day or reach out to 5 a week or whatever, and get started that way. Get comfortable with the platform and the system and the process. And then you can always add on, whether it's paid lead sources or paid traffic sources, to get more activity. But start with the free stuff. It's already built in there. Use the scripts and the templates and so forth. Get some momentum with that. And then you can always layer on other pillars or other opportunities as far as sellers go. So Joe, thanks so much, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you put together. And I appreciate the fact that you're keeping this affordable for agents. Because I mean, for $100, what everything that you get with this is pretty incredible. And I'll say flat out, if you go and try and sign up for Zoodealio, it's almost $100 just to sign up for that. And you get a free Zoodealio account with IList. So that becomes a no-brainer right there. So
it's a win-win.
Absolutely. So get signed up, growwithjosh.com/IList. Make sure you email mike@growwithjosh.com. And I will, as we are using the platform and documenting our successes with it, we'll share those successes and what we're learning and what's working for us with our Wake Up Real Estate community. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. And hopefully we'll chat again sometime real soon.
Sounds good. Thank you all.